to the third episode of the Halo Council. I'm Gandhi, joined with D-Mac, Bestman, and we have a guest, Flamesword. Next, he's unable to make the show due to his work obligations, and Bravo is traveling. So with that said, how are you guys doing today?
Yo, I am fantastic. How are you, man?
Miserable, actually. Thanks for asking. Finals have really sucked, and I'm in a terrible mood.
When you bring it up, though, honestly, when everybody asks me how I am, I just say fantastic, even though I'm not fantastic right now. But how are y'all out there?
I can agree with Scott. I'm miserable right now, not because of finals, just bad sleep schedule, trying to get it fixed. So it's a rough day, but we'll get through it.
I don't know about you guys.
I
just came back from the gym. I feel good, so I'm ready to go.
Well, you do look jacked. There's your compliment, so now you'll give me good answers. Okay, don't flex on camera. That's just awkward for everyone here. Before we get started, I have a little plug to do, and I just want to give a big shout out to Nexi for giving myself and Best Man and a couple other guys Joybots t-shirts. They're really comfortable. I'm normally an avid guy who has to wash his clothes before I actually put them on, but this just goes right on. But so let's talk to our guest who is here. Also, and thank you again to Joybot. Flamesword, how the hell are you?
Pretty good. Just been, playing a lot of No Bloom customs, trying to find the proper setting. I kind of feel like with all the pros I've been playing with that we kind of gotten to the bottom of what settings we are going to be using or want to be using, and really just want to now push onto the map part of the portion of it and really get the maps for these settings so we could start getting maybe a game battles ladder going over the winter and just having people participate in it and see how good it goes.
All right, well, we will be touching on that as our second segment, so if only we could have led that in, that would have been a perfect transition.
All right, F all that. What about, you want these game battles tournament to happen. What team you going to use for this game battles tournament? Because as far as I understand, you no longer have a fourth.
Yeah, this is great. And I mean, I'm not saying a game battles tournament, I'm just saying the ladder with all these things.
All right, man, I just wanted to ask my question.
Our team, I was answering both parts of the question. Our team right now, we're still looking for a fourth. We really haven't pushed to really try out play against anyone for it because, I mean, there's no real settings to really play on. So, I mean, it's just basically we're playing every day with other people. I'm usually the only one on my team playing right now because Ace has finals, so he can't get on as much, and Enable is always taking naps until midnight and then getting up at 1 o'clock to play StarCraft. But, I mean, I talked to you before, Scott. Our big options are really Blaze, Snipe Down. If we kind of want to make our team around Instinct, I think like a combination of Enable and Snipe Down would be pretty good. I think they kind of mimic Ola and Roy as two heavy hit players, so I think that'd be a good option. I think Blaze is like an Assault, maybe even better, who knows. He at the tournament that they won, he went plus 100 in one day, and that had to be one of the best performances an individual has ever done at a Halo tournament, so he could definitely also slay. So those are like the two big players that, in my opinion, that we're looking at. And I guess we're really just waiting to get these settings, maps, to really start playing and practicing, or just seeing which option works out better.
Now, do you think...
Whoa, Jesus. So you talk about wanting to mimic Instinct. Who would you be, Lunchbox or Ogre 2?
Ogre 2, baby.
The greatest, the GOAT.
Go ahead, Scott.
So, Flamesword, I forget even what I was... Oh, yes. So, do you really think Snipe Down would be the best fit for your team? I mean, when I look at your team, I don't really think Snipe Down's going to be the best. I see, like, just a big conflict there between him and Enable completely, in my opinion.
I don't know. Not the type of player he is today, Scott, but go ahead, Mike.
I don't know. This is just looking at it, like, from an outside perspective. I mean, we haven't put him in our lineup to actually like just practice or play with him when it's me, Aaron, Ace and Enable playing with him. So I mean, I really don't know how it's going to be. But I mean, as players, as I can see, could if we form together and make the team, I feel like those are like our two best option teams. But I mean, there are a lot of other players that want to attempt to get on the squad or have called me up. I have T-Square. I'm sure if we talk to Side could run up, maybe an SQ Side that like in the back in the old days. There are a lot of good Warrior players, honestly, but I mean, I don't want to break up that team, and if I could grab any of those players, I think it could be a pot like Royal doing our team, a Snakebite, a Dursky. Dursky's like an Assault, Snakebite is
second
like,
place Warriors team, you're saying would split?
No, I'm not saying they would split, but I'm saying like an all-player. I mean, I don't know if I was to ask any one of those 3 players if they would split. I doubt it. I've talked to them and told them that no matter what you guys do, you should stick together because I kind of feel like they're like us from 2010. They're that up-and-coming team. They could stick together and get better and better.
Well,
and just dominate.
You guys also almost teamed before. What was it? 2 events ago. With Dursky and Snakebite. Yeah. And I know Dursky really wanted that team. So I mean, obviously you want that team to stick together because they have a bright future. But that wouldn't be a bad team. Saying Enable splits away from you guys or something, you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, like
Snakebite is disgusting.
It would have to be something crazy. Yeah. But in the player that I
can't rule out any possibility.
I usually look like after everyone, and I really don't want to have.
Yeah, that would be terrible for them to break up
with people and have people angry. Like if that team broke up, I feel like they would all get upset at each other and be angry because they're all good friends, and I mean I really don't want to see that. I wanted to see the best for everyone in this league, but I mean at the same time I am looking out for myself. But yeah.
It's a business decision in the words of Zios.
It's a business. Now, Mike, you've been on the same team now for 2 years, though. So now that you have to look for a new 4th, how extensive is this whole search? How long are you guys going to take to make this decision? Is it going to be... Are you worried that, like, if we add a 4th, he doesn't work out, maybe we have to drop him? Are you worried about not getting it right? What's the whole process looking like?
Well, I mean, it's a pretty weird process, honestly, in my opinion, because back when Tots was on the team in 2009, I really didn't have a say in team changes after Sai left. Tots, Aaron, and Mr. P actually all together were really the guys who picked our Force and Clutch and Legend and stuff like that. Ooh. And then my first real team options where I formed my team was in 2010 when I went after Enable, and then we made it just before the roster deadline. We had to pick between Gilkey and Assault, and I ended up picking up Assault. And so that was like my real, where I went out of my way to look at players and how to pick them up, and it worked out pretty good. But now that after like teaming 2 years with these guys and having Assault retire, it's kind of weird because it's like, all right, do I want someone to mimic exactly like Assault and maybe be a little bit better, or do I want to see is there something just completely way better that doesn't play like Assault that can make us that much disgusting and just awesome and ownage and stuff. So it's tough, man. Like I said before, without having any settings, it's really tough because I mean we could go into the MLG playlist and it's like, oh, we can own people, but I mean who knows if evade will be on the map? Like the settings I've been playing with pros, we've taken off the evade. So I mean it's really hard to determine who you want to team with or what feels the best when you don't have settings to really practice on, and that's why I want to push on for these settings and maps so we can get a game battle ladder going and then just practice with each one of them, I really want to make sure we pick up the best option and not just make a team change. So, I mean, we are going to be playing with these 2 guys for sure.
All right, well, speaking of settings, Mike, let's take a quick commercial break. You're still hanging out, though, for the whole hour. We're going to talk about armor and settings, exactly what Halo Reach next year should look like and what it is right now, right when we come back. Bam!
Alright, so now I throw up the commercial, mute the... Welcome back, or so I think. I am Gandhi, joined with DMAC, Bestman, and Flamesword, and now we are going to discuss the topics of what maps should be implemented or taken out, and armor abilities. So let's just go ahead and start this out. Let's talk about maps first here. So, Bestman, you take the floor.
Oh, all right. Well, maps. as far as no bloom and no sprint is concerned, because maps can be completely different. As far as in my opinion, I think it's really important whether sprint or no sprint is in play right now, because there are a lot of maps that did not work for no sprint, in my opinion. They're just really weird. I mean, some of the maps are almost like the jumps and are designed for sprints, like Nexus, for example. You spawn across the map and you have to wait 5 seconds for sprint. Then you go on your way and you push up. And you have no sprint. Then you literally have to it's a whole new game. So I mean, as far as maps goes, I don't know how you guys want to. Or Flamesword, what do you think? Because I know you've been playing a lot more than I have as far as random aids. But do you agree, to an extent, with no sprint, that the maps are a lot different?
No, I actually want to talk about Nexus action for you. From everyone I've talked to, everyone loves Nexus King of the Hill 10 times more now without sprint. I mean, it's 120 speed, so you are moving a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But what I've talked with everyone is that they like it. They feel it's more of a competitive play. There's none of that. You're sprinting right past everyone just to get behind the base and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like you actually have to make a team push, and you have to make sure you make the right play. As far as jumps go, I think since, like you said, Nick, you've been doing the anniversary and trying to get that campy montage dual top coming out, that you haven't been able to play. But I feel like a lot of people are just looking at the sprint to make jumps. I don't think jumps are that much important, but I do think that we can make the jump settings to 125 and 200 gravity or something like that.
So more like Halo 3?
Yeah, more like Halo 3 for some, to keep some certain jumps. But like, for example, on Zealot, the jump from Ring 2 to Ring 3 used to be a lot harder with sprint because of the 110 speed movement.
It's a lot easier now.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot easier, and I think that jump is a lot cooler than landing to Gold Bridge jump. And I think people could actually use that more to break setups and stuff when you're stuck in your base. You could get up there and stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, what do you think? I mean, obviously this would be a much larger topic, but what do you think as sprint as an armor ability to pick up, instead of like evade or like a jetpack? Say you have sprint on Zealot, and that becomes more important. I mean, I'm just throwing that. I saw this on Twitter from somebody. So.
I think sprint and evade should honestly just stay away from it. I think they're cool. Like, in the MLG playlist, when I see people pick up sprint on pit and honestly just pit, I think it's cool to see some of the things that happen, like when people like evade through the rocket dude to beat them down and stuff like that. But I feel like it's so overpowered. Like, you really, like, evade with sprint when players have sprint is already strong. Like, I mean, the guy with evade could always dip to anywhere, and it's 10 times better than sprint. And I don't think it should be put in for competitive play. And then with sprint, I also don't think it should be a startup or even a pickup. I think the 120 speed is the right speed for gameplay. I feel you have to actually think about your moves and not, hey, if I sprint here, can I get away with this? It's more like, all right, this is everything I could do. I can't rely on the sprint. I have to make the best play here, and I can't make a mistake.
Well, Gandhi was pretty opinionated on the 120 speed when we played. Yeah. He said that it's too ice skatey and said it's too fast. So
yeah, I'm not.
What do you think?
I'm not a fan of it, man. And
you got to play it more. 1,000%. You just have to play it more.
Now,
when I first played it, I had the same feeling, but after however many hours I've been playing, I've been putting like 10-hour days, many days. I love it, dude.
Now, you know what I want to see back with maps is one side have an advantage. Like, where is my Beaver Creek capture the flag where the higher seed actually has an advantage, and then you can actually paint a story about what's going on. Like, oh, well, Instinct clearly has the dominant side here, and so now we're going to see what the fuck can possibly happen from the blue side.
You just want to take credit for beating Final Boss.
Yeah, but I am just saying, where are my maps that one side has an advantage? I hate this asymmetrical or like symmetrical maps where everyone spawns in front of each other and you just aim to the right and you kill them all from the beginning. Like, it kills me. It's so grueling to watch.
That could go into the maps discussion. Do you want to see Beaver Creek used from Industry?
Yes.
Do you want to see, or do you want to keep seeing these Forge World gray maps and? You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. That you don't hate asymmetrical maps. There's no way you hate asymmetrical maps, but they've bored you to death at this point because that's all we use. You know what I'm saying? We need to take some time, and you're right, mix it up a little bit. We need to choose some maps that aren't so competitively balanced, but so what? Let's play them. If they're fun, that's what it's all about. Let's take it back to the fun and out of the competitive.
I'd rather play Beaver Creek CTF than Element CTF, like, you know what I mean, or whatever these like whack game types that are put in, just because there's you know, whether it be 2-base or 4-base maps. Like you said, like you spawn, you look at each other, and you either go left or you go right, or you sprint out bottom. Like, you know what I mean? Beaver Creek, you spawn on the base, and then you push out. It'll just be like a completely different game. Whether or not Beaver Creek is the most competitive game type as far as, you know, the small arena maps, I don't really care. As long as something plays different and better, and is better viewer-wise, I'm down to play it.
But the only problem with Beaver Creek TS then is so if you do Beaver Creek Team Slayer, do both teams spawn in the base?
Well, yeah, or is it random spawns? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. No, I mean, would it be that bad to have like a random spawn on TS Beaver Creek?
How good was Sanctuary? I mean, we were talking about this the other week. Remember how Sanctuary TS and Halo 2, you could spawn everywhere, and the random factor was the clutch factor of the game in Halo 2. Like,
I think that's how it should be put. I like Countdown and Zealot. I mean, with No Bloom, I don't think your startup spawn should be flag window where you could all 4 players can light each other up if one guy goes down. I honestly think it should be. It's like in Halo 2, you just have those random startup spawns, and I mean, after playing a while, you know where the random startup spawns are, and you're like, all right, if you spawn here, you have to go here, 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 and not, oh, you guys are all here, let's start up a battle right off the start, and if someone dies, we're going to do this.
I agree that the spawn system is effed as far as Team Slayer goes with Halo Reach. I think it should be more random, for sure. However, when sticking to the argument of armor ability, I didn't really touch on it. I think it is completely unfair to have evade in this game with no sprint. It does not make sense in any kind of way. Anytime I play somebody who has evade, he absolutely dominates the game if he knows what he's doing. I think that shit works the same way on the pro level. I've seen it many a times when people were dominating with evade at Providence, when we still had sprint and bloom. I think no bloom helps kill evade. However, no sprint is just gives you no chance at all. Evade can't be in the game.
Well, I don't know if it's evade with no sprint as opposed to evade with 120, because you're like a fucking a plane taking off on a runway when you evade on pit across the bridge to their top. You can like evade up to a top turret.
Yeah, you can do it from underneath the bridge. What is this? You're not Neo from the Matrix with godlike abilities. You're a Noble 6. You're not even a Master Chief. Right?
What about Jetpack?
I think Jetpack should be in one way or another.
Yep.
Jetpack with sprint and other armor abilities was good, but with no bloom, it makes it that much more important on the map. And you'll see kids like Blaze and Snakebite really be able. A lot of more people will probably start using it, but you always had these armor ability kids that were just known for their nerdiness when it comes to the Rhinos of the world.
Like Blaze.
So I think it'd be awesome to see Jetpack stay, and I think that's really the only armor ability that can stay. I just threw out the suggestion of sprint being put in on the map, but I don't really see how that would work.
I played it last night. No bloom, no sprint is the way to go.
I mean as a armor ability to pick up.
Okay.
Just put where evade would be on pit or something. You know what I mean?
I just think that 120 speed with sprint is just out of the question. I mean, could you imagine how fast you would be moving? You'd be covering so much distance. I don't think it's even possible. I mean, if you knock the speed down to 110, so you're not just constantly on ice skates and you're not just sliding like this, you actually have to think a little bit ahead of the time, then maybe we could see sprint. But if it's 120, sprint's out of the question for me.
I think also, my bad, Nick. I think hologram should be tested. I think it could work. I disagree with you, Scott, with putting the 110 settings. I think 120 is honestly the best speed for no bloom. I've tried both of them. 110. If you thought 110, it's some of the slowest gameplay I've ever seen or ever played. So I totally disagree with the 110. I think 120 is perfect. But back to the armor abilities, I think hologram should be tested. I think
Why?
we could see.
Why? This is the first time I've ever even contemplated even hearing the name hologram.
No,
it's V1 settings when you got it on Sanctuary, and everyone was like, "Oh, there's a hologram bottom middle.
Awesome.
What the hell is it doing here?"
It's not that big, but I mean, for example, for Pit, maybe take out that evade and put a hologram. See how big of a difference gameplay changes. Does anyone use the hologram? I think for Pit example would be a really good use for hologram. I think people could make it work, and Snake as well. But for like Pit, if you have it in green, you freaking throw a dummy through green, and if they have a snipe in one of those situations, you bait them. Long haul, you send another dummy through it, and then you could split off each way, and it's like, all right. So, I mean, I think hologram could be used on certain maps. It would definitely have to be tested out to see if it works.
I like that.
And I think that goes back to the fact that we need to stop looking at it as this asymmetrical game that is just like Halo 3. It is a game on its own. Let's use what is actually built into the game. For example, on the Pit, the custom power-up, the overshield.
Waste.
Whatever the hell you want to call that thing.
Well, there's new versions of it.
Still there. Let's try something else. I understand we built the Pit. Let's build it a little bit differently. I just don't get why we keep attacking the same mold. I don't enjoy watching the Pit like I used to watch it in Halo 3, which means that it could be better in Halo Reach.
Wait, D-Mac, do you mean like don't put overshield there or use a better overshield?
Use a better overshield or maybe use an armor ability, but I don't understand why we keep going back to the same mold.
Well, I know these settings that Rhinu's been playing, Gold Pro, they have a like a gold, like you get light up gold or like some type of it's some type of new overshield, and it works a lot better.
Yeah.
I played it once, so I really can't touch on it too much. I don't know if you played it, Mike, but
yeah, I'll touch upon that. I just posted also in the chat a gameplay of using a new OS. In the GoPro settings, they put it to where for 5 seconds you can't get hurt, like in the Halo 3, Halo 2, there's a certain time you can't get hurt. And we have it set up where your Spartan turns gold, so every other player knows, all right, this guy can't be hurt, don't mess with him. What we did is we made it more like the Halo 3 one where you have to either pick up OS with you when you have full shield or when you have your shields recharging, because it'll give you 3 times overshield like it's supposed to, like in all the other ones. The only problem is that it doesn't seem that it can fill up to the 3rd bar. You usually have like 0.25% off missing of your overshield, but you still have those 3 bars. And the gameplay that I commentated on, I think I showed that it's a lot better than the white overshield. Because that overshield, I think, is garbage.
It was terrible. It was terrible to even watch.
You could shoot so fast that it doesn't, like, it's pointless to even go for it, in my opinion. But this one, I think it's a huge custom power up. If you have any power weapons, like if you hold down overshield with rockets, like I did in my commentary, you could just wait in there, and if someone shoots you and you pick it up, you're gold, and you just hunt them down with rockets. So I think the Gold Pro settings, I give credit to them all for starting to use it, and for Ryan to bring it to our attention, all of us. I think it's the best overshield that we could use right now.
And to touch on the old custom power up, the white one we were using the last few events, like at the beginning countdown, I don't even think most teams would even go for it. So
why would you?
I mean, it was cool sometimes. Like, yeah, I mean, I remember it being used, and like you're beat down. Like if they were one shot and you beat them down, they wouldn't like die. It was just flawed. I mean, it was just kind of dumb. I don't really know why it was in there, but I would really like to see that new overshield. I'm gonna be playing a little bit more now. Now I'm done with getting some anniversary games in. So
it was in there.
Test that.
Now
it was
what
in
about
there.
Camo? What happened to camos? Like, why don't we use camo more? I thought camo on Countdown Team Slayer was awesome.
Well, I don't know. Whenever I get camo, I get fucking sniped or shot at. Like, it doesn't work for me.
Blame the TVs. They're too damn good.
I know. Like, why can't it just be on the fucking Samsung CRT tube TV?
Yeah, let's go back to the tube, man. Then we can just throw the 360 out and just scrap everything we're trying to do.
This is the second time I've heard about Ryan Noob's Gold Pro settings. I just want to give him a little shout out. I think that's fantastic what he's doing for the community. Not only is he putting settings together, he's also putting a little tournament together. You can follow him at _Ryan Noob on Twitter.
Yeah, look out for that tournament. Amateur players, really good opportunity for you guys. I believe it's only like $10 then, and really cheap. So.
And to give credit, those settings were found by Joseph is Sick. He's the one who started the thread on MLG's website discussing settings for the community, by the community. And big shout out to all you guys in this chat or anyone in the community who's helped out with those settings. and really push to find good settings.
Shout out to Joseph. He lives like 15 minutes away from me. I've known him for like 4 or 5 years.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, now.
Oh, and I didn't mean that Ryan who made the settings, but I know he has made alterations to the Gold Pro settings that everybody's playing right now. All the pros have been playing that, and I've heard that from a few pros. So that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, I mean,
I know he didn't make the Gold Pro settings.
I think Gold Pro's main setting is 4-shot kill, and I think Ryan New's been putting the 5-shot kill on their maps with like the overshields and the
yeah,
like that. So
exactly.
that's what I think. That's what we meant
All right,
by
now Mike, as I cut off Best Man. I
done.
almost anticipated correctly, but
good.
We'll start from actually Best Man. Best Man, what maps need to be removed?
What maps need to be removed based on no bloom, no sprint?
Yes.
Oasis. I don't even know if that's being played anymore. Is it? Like, is anyone even playing Oasis?
I always avoid it.
Why? Why would you? The map was.
Oasis gone. I mean, I haven't really played too much, but like from an initial reaction, no sprint is pretty weird. I don't know if it's just that getting used to factor or just that you know what I mean, like not really playing. But I didn't really like it. It's really weird on Countdown when it comes to that the flag, capturing the flag. It's completely different now when it comes trying to get that desperation flag, and you usually just sprint in there and throw your head down and cap it. Like now you got no sprint, where it's like right in the middle. It kind of changes the game completely. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I'm just putting it out there. So right now I'd have to say Oasis completely gone. I don't ever want to see that map again. Nexus. I mean, a lot of people. I didn't say I was disagreeing with Nexus earlier, but I was just saying that for an example, that map's completely different because before you could just sprint, then get into the closet to get your team spawns or be a distraction, and now there's actually a setup with no sprint. So right now, Oasis pretty much gone. That's the only thing I got.
Mikey?
Countdown Zealot's good.
I agree with Nick. Definitely Oasis. I don't think that's a good map. With sprint, with bloom, with no sprint, with no bloom. I thought that was one of the worst maps ever on the circuit.
Fair enough.
Nothing against
Don't hold
it.
anything back, Mike, by all means.
It just didn't work. I think I disagree with Nick. I think Nexus King of the Hill is a pretty good game type.
I wasn't saying it wasn't. I was just saying.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
my bad. Not disagreeing with Nick. I'm saying myself that I like it. Never mind. And I think Countdown still works. What you said before, Scott, I think that could be something that could be tested out. Maybe instead of with the new overshield, it's pretty cool and it runs good. But maybe let's put that camo back in and see how that works. Zealot for sure stay in. Sanctuary. Pick could either go in or out. I honestly wouldn't mind testing out Element with no bloom, no sprint now. I think that would have a better Warlock play than the Warlock remake, and that would be interesting to test. I definitely want Beaver Creek to be thrown in there.
Same.
The old school H2, like the way all the weapons were out, and like maybe see how that plays, and then if there needs to be altercations, do we do that? What else?
What about everyone's favorite coin flip, Android? I mean,
no, keep that out.
That can't work with.
Now you gone too far bringing that name in there.
Yeah, I just knew every pro felt so like passionate about that game type. Everyone enjoyed it.
I would have loved playing that over Oasis, mainly because I was probably negative 190 on Oasis the past 2 tournaments. So,
what I also want to hit though is after the show, we need everyone in here to tweet. I'll tweet it as well. But we have to really get the no bloom bomb and oddball settings so we can try out those things.
Yeah,
absolutely.
D, you seem like pumped about that. What's your take on that?
Well, as just one of the best bomb players of all time,
you are.
Who is me? I'm really good at bomb, and it just I don't know why. It's not something that I learned young. It's just something that I know. And I've always been really good at it, and I always thought that it was one of the funnest game types to play. It has a lot of strategy involved. I think even a little more so than capture the flag. We need to bring back bomb. Hill is kind of wacky in this game to me. I don't really care for it too much, but it was fun to watch this year at times because I missed objectives so much. So bomb, oddball, and King of the Hill, I think all 3 of them need to stay.
What's your take, Mike?
I agree. I mean, I think King of the Hill could work. I think maybe there's new maps you could test it out on. Like I said before, I think next is one of the coolest maps now with King of the Hill, No Sprint, No Bloom. I really enjoy playing it. I know a lot of other pros do. Maybe if we could find another King of the Hill map to work with it, definitely we have to try test it out.
All right, awesome. Well, we are going to go to a commercial break. When we return, we will still be here, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to our third segment here, something that we all feel decently passionate about here, and that's because we've noticed that in the community that a lot of people are discussing the lack of professionalism from Halo and whatnot. So mainly myself, D-Mac, and Nexy for attacking another community, which was a joke, but nonetheless, we're going to talk about that. So D-Mac, you first.
First off, I'd just like to say this is on Twitch TV/The Halo Council. I would like to make that known right off the bat. We are not here, and the views that we express are not the views expressed by Major League Gaming. That is a fact. I never want that to be conflicted. I understand there is confliction because both Gandhi and I work on the circuit, and the players that we're involved with play on the circuit. However, the things that we say and the way that we feel, although sometimes they could be taken out of context, we understand that we are given power because we are involved with Major League Gaming within the community, and sometimes our word could be taken a little crazy, okay? We're not all about just making fun of other communities. We don't really give a shit about that. Honestly, like I said, I'm not gonna say this too many more times. I fucking love StarCraft 2. I have no beef with those guys. They are awesome dudes. I can't thank them enough for what they're doing. Will I make fun of people? Yes. My aspiration in fucking life is to be a stand-up comedian. So, you know, that's just what I'm gonna do, and that's what we're all gonna do. It's something that, you know, it's just in us. However, when we have when things get taken out of context and then it's shown that we aren't professional, I don't know if that's true. I think if you kind of gauge us compared to the rest of the community and how we treat the people that watch our show and the guests that are on our show, I would say we're one of the more professional shows in esports. And if you watch this rebroadcast compared to the State of the Game last night, or compared to the VVV show, or compared to any other show, Line on any show, I don't think you'll see too many disparities between this show or any other show. In fact, I think you'll favor this one as far as professionalism go a little higher than some of the others. So when you go and say that we are not professional, I don't agree with that. Okay, I understand the things that I say might be a little outlandish, and the people around here are a little outlandish, but you know what? We're just having a little bit of fun, and this is the Halo community. We've been with the Halo community for 9 to 10 years, and I understand the language might not be the best choice to use, but you're on the internet. You know, you could have searched porn, you could have searched anything else. You decided to come here, and if the language is a little too strong for you, I don't know what to tell you. You can't watch Ninja stream then. You can't watch a lot of other streams because that's what esports is. We just like to curse a lot.
Yeah, and keep in mind the game is rated MA. So unless you're 15 and your mother bought you the game, blame her for getting you involved in this, not us.
That's basically my little spiel. I don't really have much more to say, but like straight up, we are professional and we love y'all, and we will really help you guys out with the community. We're not here to destroy it in any way, and we just want to let that be known.
Flamesword?
On that topic, honestly, I think there is a line between both, but I think for you guys, for this show, it's, I mean, who you guys were. Scott, like I was talking to you before, you and Halo 2 were throwing toilet paper at T-squared. I mean, how can people be upset with what you say when you were doing crazy things like that? D-Mac, that's just always the way he's been. If you're ever at a tournament, this guy's rapping Sunday night, having a good time, and he's just putting everyone on blast. So, I mean, I don't understand how you could get too mad. I mean, I do think there's a degree to where maybe sometimes it should be done, but, I mean, you guys are who you are, and that's what builds your character, and that's why you have all these people watching you, because they're here for your character and your insights on everything about Halo.
Now, where do you draw the line? So I can poke at you a little more.
For me, I guess drawing the line would be not bashing on the other communities too hard, like going.
You know, when is that just gonna be done? You know, there was one video
like,
that was
I like the whole
joke.
StarCraft swag thing, and I understand calling them nerds. You know, the Halo players do more, but I mean, knocking the game down as a game. You know what I mean? Like the community is one thing, but knocking down the game just would draw other communities to knock on our game more. Like, oh, Halo sucks, it's not competitive. Like saying Call of Duty is not competitive and they're not doing this and that. Like, I don't think stuff like that should be said because, I mean, they are doing amazing stuff. But, I mean, if you want to talk about the community and have jokes with it, I think that's cool. But, like, knocking down the game, I think, is where the line should be drawn. I don't think, like, we should ever be saying, oh, this game's not good and stuff like that.
I don't think we've ever said that. I think one thing when it comes with the Halo community, we embrace StarCraft with open arms. We understand that high level of play that they play at. They train for 10, 12 hours a day. Their lifestyle is StarCraft. I don't think Gandhi, D-Mac, and Nexi attacked that at all. If anyone watched the rest of the video, they praised StarCraft. They said our community needs to be like that. So, you know, it just goes, I think, you know, what they did may have been wrong. I didn't really care. It didn't bother me. But they're talking about fashion. Gandhi wears jorts. He wears a...
Yeah, I have two beanies I recycle through. Like,
I can't even
got blown out of
fashion
proportion because the StarCraft community is passionate. They proved your point. You know what I mean? If you watch the video, they proved your point. So I mean,
and the Halo community kind of backed down a little bit. And honestly, in my eyes, I was a little disappointed. And I understand that y'all didn't really agree with what we were saying, but understand, man, that we're only here to help you guys out. That's the only reason that we're doing this. We're not making any money doing this. I'm not. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm only doing it to help Halo out because I want to see Halo succeed. That's the only thing that I care about. I love the people in the community. I love the game, and I love everything that has happened in my life because of it. So I want to see Halo succeed, and that's the end goal.
Now here's my little spiel. Okay.
But can I cut you off real quick?
Oh yeah, sure. Go by all means, Nick.
I'm just telling you. I know you're a little on edge. And
That's cool.
I was just asking for no, but like D-Mac is sincere what he means. When we first did the great debate or whatever our little our first show is, he was sticking up for Halo every single. You know what I mean? He may have not been playing it the most, but that's what he has come up on. Halo. He's not doing it for like publicity or to get a bigger name. He wants the game to grow back in the way it used to be. It's not like so you put it on a front. Like he's legitimate passion. Like I've seen people in the chat say, you know what I mean, or people on Twitter bash bash you guys for not playing Halo and stuff. Well, why would you waste your time? We're not getting money. We're not like you're not getting like money to like try to put on these shows. It's for Halo. It's what you guys. That's why you guys are here is because of Halo. You know what I mean? Like
it's just. I mean, I would play 10 hours a day if I could. I'm just not in the position to anymore, man.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and if I was, and look, I played No Bloom, No Sprint last night for 4 hours. It was a fucking blast. I'm not even lying about that.
Whoa,
and
language, bro. Come on, man.
I will play right after this. Anybody hit me up. DMAQQ. I will play, no doubt, because it's a blast.
All right, so here.
All right, go ahead, Scott.
Now here's my time. All right, so this is my thing, and I understand that I curse a decent amount, but I don't really say anything bad besides a couple, F-bombs that are here and there. But keep in mind, when you're comparing us to Professional, and I mean this, no disrespect to MLG, because I love the show personally. They have a show called Fuck Slasher. Granted, it's bleeped out, but it's literally called Fuck Slasher. But the fact of the matter is that since it's StarCraft, it's up here. And keep in mind, but before I, just to clarify, the reason this show exists right now is because I voted for StarCraft 2 to return and not Halo Reach. So let's make that clear right now. And I still, at this point in the community, I'm still, I'm on the fence. But that's neither here nor there. But the fact of the matter is just because it's on StarCraft, it's okay. But in Halo, for some reason, we try to hold ourselves at a different level. Like, I don't understand. I mean, if it's okay for them to curse and everything, why isn't it okay for us? And it's like a riddle.
And it may be because our community is significantly smaller, so we hear these things, we get nitpicked by these kids that want us to be more professional. And StarCraft, they have 20,000 viewers or 15,000, 10,000, 5,000 viewers, and they don't really care. And they have they're 90% of the fans that love that stuff. So I mean, I guess it just gets a little blown out of proportion because our community is a little bit smaller. But yeah, I mean, everyone swears unless you know what I mean. Like
with the lack of, I see. I wouldn't say lack of professionalism, but I was surprised by how professional StarCraft 2 really was. I thought it would be much more professional the way we were going at Major League Gaming. It was just like so strict. It's like this league and the streams, and you really have to watch what you say. But StarCraft 2 was a little more laid back, and I think that's something that I've definitely learned from them, and that's something that I definitely want to apply in my own shit. And I know that same thing with Gandhi, and I know that's the same thing with everybody that's making content in this community. We want to understand what they understand about creating content, and that's exactly why we do try new things like calling StarCraft 2 kids less fashionable than Halo kids. Hey, it was something that we just said, and honestly, it got everybody's attention. So I guess it wasn't that bad of a thing.
Yeah, maybe, when they Google YouTube videos now for Halo Reach to, slander us, at least your YouTube is getting extra hits.
Yeah.
All 1.798 million people of StarCraft, well, maybe one of them will tune in, so you get an extra viewer. Thank us.
Interesting number.
Yeah, I made it
A quick thing. Let me cut you off. I'm actually changing my whole view on this because I totally forgot on MLG's website that there's a show called The Vinny Brusco Show.
Oh my
I have
god.
no idea what that show had to do with, and I randomly watched the first episode.
My god.
And now that I think about it, those guys, the stuff they say in that show are like steroid versions of Gandhi and DMAC. They go 10 times harder and say 10 times crazier things. So, I mean, on the topic of professionalism, I think you guys are better than that show, and so everything I say, I take back.
Yes! That's right. You know what? I mean, if we can take it to that level. DMAC and I can do. Me and DMAC and I can take it.
DMAC's not liking this.
I don't like that shirt, Flamesword, so take that.
I'm
kidding. I love Red Bull. I actually have one laying around. No, I made that up. But I do.
Scott, I think we end it there, but let's move on and talk about last night's show. VVV had a show. I'm actually sorry. I'm not trying to disrespect, but I don't remember the name. If anybody, do you guys remember the name?
Bracket?
Losers Bracket. It's a very popular show. Last week they had Sundance on. This week they had Adam Apicella on. If you don't know who Adam Apicella is, he is Clap. When we come back from this commercial, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back from this commercial, We're going to talk about what we thought about last night's show. A lot of stuff was said about Halo, the state of it, and what's going to happen in the future.
Welcome back. We are still here. And now our topic of discussion for our last and final segment is going to be what was said last night from Adam Epicel, a.k.a. Clap, on VVV's Losers Bracket. D-Mac, you were in there. You actually got yourself a little shout-out.
Yes, so I was part of that whole debacle. Not debacle, I'm sorry, that was the wrong word. On my end, it was a debacle. I was clowning in the chat, and Clap actually gave me a shout-out. But I think he was pretty spot on what he said. He wasn't very wrong about what he said. He stated that Halo was not dead. I think that was the most important statement that was made. He stated that Halo was very much alive in 2012. In fact, when he was talking about first-person shooters on the console, I think Halo was the first one that came to mind. I don't know if it was because he just got done mentioning me or whatever, but that is the first-person shooter on the console that came out of his mouth. I know yesterday he was on the show more for really. I know they're trying to get FGC involved, which is I think this fighting game community. Yeah, right. FGC
yeah, they have a big little controversy going on.
So I know MLG is trying to get FGC involved, and I know that if the fighting game community actually got down with MLG, I think they would be extremely, extremely happy, because we all know MLG always treats their communities right and helps them grow. That's a fact. Now, basically, what was said, though, is a little bit about the Halo Council, the fact that we are making a little bit of racy content, and it's not really the best type of content that we should be creating, and we do have a lot of power, and a lot of kids do watch, so we should be careful of what we say. Again, I think we are pretty careful on what we say. We don't disrespect anybody on the show, but yo, we are going to speak our mind. At the end of the day, that's just something that's going to happen. I think that's the reason why y'all watch the show, and the Halo Council is not going to change in that regard. I think we will become a little bit more professional in the tiniest bit, but we are still going to be as raunchy. We're going to be raunchy as shit.
Yeah, we're clowns. Line.
You know, we are going to be clowns. But overall, I thought Clap said some interesting things. And you know what? I will say that for the last 2 weeks, I've watched the VVV Losers Bracket show, and I felt like VVV, they kind of have like this. I don't know if they feel like Halo is dead, or they don't believe in Halo, or they just, you know, they really want to clean it out for their crowd and make their viewers understand what Halo is about. I know there was one dude who's very supportive of Halo on the show, but if y'all are listening from the Losers Bracket, we want you to understand that Halo is not dead by any sense of the mean. We want you to know that straight from the community. We know Clap helps throw the Halo tournaments together, and that's what MLG is for. But I think Halo is more alive than it's ever been in this sense. I think we're going to do more stuff outside of MLG to help keep Halo alive. And I just want y'all to know, Halo ain't dead by a long shot.
Flamey. I called you Flamey. That was
yeah,
kind of
weird as shit. Sorry, I don't know what.
You were
Whatever.
possessed for a second. It's all right.
Yeah.
I watched it. I've actually I like that show ever since I've been on it. I've been following it. Kind of actually interested in this fighting scene. I'm not a person who plays fighting video games, but I always like watching it. I think it's intriguing. On the Halo topic, I think that they do talk about how Halo's dead. I'm not sure if it's the reason for it, but obviously, like D-Mac just said, we are there. I think this is a good start for Reach, or if Reach doesn't make it, who knows? I think it will be on the circuit next year. That's my opinion. But I think all the actions that the Halo community has taken is good, because this just puts a good schedule for us moving into Halo 4. We'll have shows ready to come out with stuff. We'll have people who are energetic to produce content, throw out YouTube videos. We got a lot of people streaming a lot more now. And I think in the long haul, it's just better for the community. If it doesn't work out next year, we're just setting it up for the next one. And I think what we're doing is great.
Nick?
I mean, to touch on, as what D-Mac said, as far as, the interview goes with VVV, I mean, I don't know if they know something we don't know, but it seems like Jerry, I've watched the show before. I like Lord Jerry, Arthur Jerry. He's the main guy from VVV, the founder. But he always seems to, kind of put Halo in the dark whenever they talk about it, when they had Sundance on and when they had Clap. And Clap, being the good man he is, he did give us light. He didn't say we were dead at all when, pretty much they were implying it. And, I mean...
So you agree?
I agree. I mean, it's just kind of weird to see when you just see people are saying, like, Halo's dead. It's like, I understand, not all, like, the games, the different gaming communities are going to agree with each other's games, but, like, it just kind of, it sucks seeing, like, like other shows just completely write off Halo, like, already, you know what I mean, 2 weeks after a tournament or 3 weeks after a tournament. But it was really interesting. I agree with everything Clap said.
I look at it like this. This is how I personally look at it. I think the fact that, I was actually talking to Mac about this. Even though that, we did our stupid little rant on StarCraft, we're being talked about. And so even then, that's still publicity, and any publicity is good. And every show you watch, whether it's an MLG guy on there or whatever, people are questioning whether or not Halo is dead. So if you are a Halo fan, you're like, oh, screw that, man. Halo's not dead. I'm getting back in this. Or you just lay down and take it. It gives you two options here. And I think, just to give credit where credit's due here, I mean, I know Line of Sight, they're doing an excellent job coming out with content. They do a weekly show or once every month or whatever the hell it is. They do shows. Flamesword's always streaming all the time. And everyone's stepping up. So that's the first start.
To interrupt you, I don't know if you caught the show, Scott, in its full entirety, but Lord Jerry said that not all content is good.
Okay,
and
well, okay, so
do you agree with that?
Okay, here's my thing here. Clearly, that's just him attacking us, or probably just me, myself, individually, because it's very easy to single me out because I'm very opinionated. So with that said, I don't give a shit. And that's plain and simple. Feel free. In fact, instead of just saying, and this goes for everyone out there, and I will take full blame for this because my opinions run very deep. Instead of saying all content isn't good, just say anything that Gandhi produces sucks. And label that the title of your thread. Hold on. Label that. Just say anything Gandhi's a part of sucks.
Hold on.
And then Line of Sight can blow up and everything else, and I will still be here doing this. I don't really care.
To be fair, I think Clap said that, and they agreed on it. I don't know, but
I'm glad Clap took recognition that it was about the Halo Council, and he shouted me out. I think Clap is a classy dude. Mm-hmm. I really do believe that. I've known Clap for a long time. I'm one of the few people that he's hated in life at one point, and he's loved in life at one point. So I know what the bad Clap feels like. I know what the good Clap feels like, and Clap is a great dude. However, watching the show, look, if you guys watch shows, and we do encourage you to watch shows, we do encourage you to watch the losers bracket because there are interesting topics, and
I like watching.
They talk about some good things for sure. That's not what we're saying here. We are saying when we watch the show, sometimes we feel like Halo gets a little less love than it should. And I'm just reminding people a little bit, and I'm not hating on any other community. But right now, Halo Reach keeps up with views of Gears of War 3. Gears of War 3 is a brand new game, and it is a great game. Halo Reach is not a brand new game, and the game is not too good. So, just looking at those facts right there, I wouldn't say we're dead by any means.
Yeah.
And I just want to get that point across. Again, I'm not hating on Gears of War. In fact, I am giving it praise. But all I'm saying is Halo Reach is not dead.
They actually have Halo Reach actually has more people playing it online than Gears of War does.
Yeah, it was number 7. Gears was 8.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Cloud about it, and he was like, "Look, man, if we don't Cloud from the Last Resistance TLR, he's a great dude, great friend. He was like, look, man, if we don't start going out with the show, I mean, I think Gears may really plateau here in the first month, and really, because no one's really encouraged to play that game, because they have a harder time figuring out if they're going to be on the circuit next year than anything else. But the thing is they have other communities stepping up, like Hype Fest, who are going to be running tournaments. So that's where Halo and Gears differ.
Yeah. I mean, what was it? NJ Halo? I mean, Gears of War tournament at NJ Halo.
What the hell is that?
So they had what, 8,000 concurrent, 9,000 concurrent in a weekend at a small local. So I mean, awesome. They do a better job than us just because they have the opportunity to present tournaments, which brings me into having tournaments at your house, DMAC, or a LAN.
Yeah.
Someone asked what would happen if Halo was on a circuit, and I mean, we haven't really discussed this in its full entirety, but
the idea is, and we're talking to people who are sponsors right now. The idea is we get $5,000 to $10,000 together every single month, and we throw events at my house. And the way it works is the first event, Instinct, would be automatically invited. We take the top 8 teams. Based off points at the MLG season, or however we would do it, but 3 teams would come to my house, and they'd play for $5,000 over 3 days. The team with the best record at the end of the weekend, they walk away with the $5,000. And we're trying to put that together, so we do it every 4 weeks. I know my internet is crazy. I have like 100 down, 30 up.
DMAC lands are like what is the original? That's as original as you can go when it comes to land. So
it's gonna be something that is gonna be very, very exciting, and we are actually gonna make sure that you guys have content to watch for Halo in like a big type of fashion every 4 weeks. I think that's the main goal. What sucks is not being able to watch Halo Reach in tournament play for 6 months at a time.
Yeah, and this doesn't go against LAN Network because we haven't really talked to them at all, but I'm sure they may or may not be doing LANs or tournaments every month. But this is just something we wanted to do as the Halo Council. So it's not trying to compete with them or anything.
And
we're going to be working with them. I hope in the future. We'll see how that goes.
And the funding is just going to come from different various sponsors that we're reaching out to. And if anybody knows anybody that wants to get involved, we definitely want you guys to reach out to us. So reach out to Gandhi, DMAC, Bestman, Bravo, Nexi, anybody that you want to talk to. But yeah, we're definitely looking to put an event together. I think that's something important, and I think it shouldn't just be us. There should be a few other people. I know the LAN Network is under new ownership. I'm excited to see what they're going to do in their future. I'm excited to see what NGL is going to do in their future. Everybody that's starting to get involved and making these little tournaments. Stream them. I know Puckett reached out to NJ Halo about streaming their tournaments in the future. So there are some things in the works, and I think everybody needs to get involved so we could all watch this content, because that's really important.
I think DMAC sums it up for just about everyone here. Right? Wrong?
I mean, obviously, when we have these tournaments, they will be streamed. I mean, Gandhi has his stream. We'll bring a setup one way or another. We'll get the best connection possible at DMAC's house. So, It's not a problem. I mean, we're trying to do whatever we can as far as tournament-wise goes, you know, with this big off-season. And, yeah, D-Mac summed it up perfectly.
All right, so...
speaking of content, Scott, you want me to just run through this content that I got for the week?
Yeah, I was going to host it to you, but you cut me off, so now I'm in this, like, awkward debate in myself, like, as to what I should do here.
Just listen to me.
D-Mac, I guess you have your content piece that you want to discuss on the stream, so please go ahead and do that.
Taking this from Bravo for the week since he's not here. We missed Bravo today, and we missed Nexi, so shout out to them. This first piece, I'm going to just post them in the chat, okay? First piece, this one was made by Chemo, a little thing he put over Providence. I know Ninja has endorsed this, Formal definitely endorsed this, so I endorse it. There's an interview of me in there, so you guys should definitely watch. It is awesome.
Self-publicity.
Nice. Yep. So this one was made by Chemo. You know he coaches Dynasty, and he makes good content. So there we go. We got a little something from him. Awesome. I know Squared got something out with Battlefield 3. Battlefield 3 17-0 gameplay. That's pretty cool. Let's go check that out for T Squared. Like and subscribe his shit. And then this is a cool play. Squared, the tournament triple kill. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah. It was dirty.
This one is actually pretty good. This next link that I'm about to post, I think everybody should kind of check this one out. This one looks like pretty impressive to do in in tournament.
Good.
I'm sorry. I'm like reading this chat. Okay, Flamesword. I know he got something that he posted a little earlier. I think Flame, you should post that in the chat one more time.
Yeah.
That's a gameplay that he got. Flame, what's that gameplay about?
That's a commentary on Pit testing with the new overshield and no evade. It was one of my best gameplays, but it was a gameplay that shows mistakes so I can correct people on what I should have been doing and what they should be doing. And then at the end, I hold a setup on top turret, and I explain to everyone what you should be doing on Pit TS, and when you are at their top turret, how you should be trying to stay alive and helping your teammates push over to maintain the lead.
And that's the best videos that us pros need to do. We don't need to put out like 40-0 gameplays, but just work on getting better and giving more advice in the game. I mean, 40-0 gameplays are cool, but I mean, if you're going to do a commentary, just make it a good game. Make it an average game where you're doing stupid shit or you're doing smart plays so you can talk about it. And also, D-Mac, I don't know if you're done, but I think Line of Sight is on tomorrow night.
Yep, Thursday at 9 p.m., right? I believe. No, it's Thursday. Every Thursday, and they are consistent. They do their show every Thursday.
The Halo Nation, Twitch.com Halo Nation, so check that out.
Twitch.com/Halo Nation or Twitch.tv/Halo Nation. Line of Sight is going to be on there, so everybody should definitely check that out and support all the content that's coming out. I know Snipe Down started streaming today. He's been streaming strong. Everybody check out his stream. Formal, he's putting up 1v1s. Miquin finally started streaming again. I know if you're trying to look for some Battlefield content, I know Strong Side streams Battlefield every once in a while, so check him out on that too. I think that's all we got for content, Scott.
Yeah, no, I'm going to give myself a little self-plug here. Coming up at 7 o'clock, we have, I will be doing Behind the Crosshairs. I'm kicking it off with Snakebite from Warriors. He seems like he wanted to do it. I got 2 coaches. My first time doing 2 coaches, and I need 1 more. So if you're a pro and you're looking to get interviewed, I could totally use you. Or a coach. Doesn't really matter. Or help. Screw it. If you're a community member, just tweet me at MLG_Gandhi and we'll figure things out. But, as for the Halo Council, I say episode 3 is done.
Sorry. Sorry that Bravo couldn't make it. They will be back Sunday night at 7:30.
I think Flamesword had a fantastic show today.
Yes,
I think he's a great debater. He really is. Everybody give Flamesword a little shout out. Me and Flamesword are actually coming out with a little show together. We haven't really talked about it a little too much, but me and Flame are coming out with something together that I'm really excited about. So y'all watch out for that.
All right.
Thanks for having me on the show, guys, as well. Appreciate all the people watching as well.
All right. Well, we're going to need you, so stick around on Wednesdays. That's going to do it. Thank you for tuning in.